We're at 4,500 feet, going 650 miles an hour, taking pictures. And we got hit. The nose pitched down violently. I got on the radio and I said, Flare 4 has been hit. And the only person that heard me say that was me. The radios were out, and I made the decision to jump out of the airplane. Avec les anges si pure la mer,
bergère d'azur. Ask 100 different people for the definition of a Notre Dame man or a Notre Dame woman. You'll get 100 different answers. Ask them to show you such a person.
And if Joe Kernan was in the room, they'd all point to him.
Of all the boys on the 68 team,
in his early 70s, he was the one still playing ball.
What Joe learned from his dad was that there was never an excuse to quit.
My father could do anything. There was only one Little League in South Bend at the time, but we didn't live in the district. And my dad came up with the scheme that Bobby Wolz and I, who was also in the neighborhood, and we were both 12, that we would move in with two families who lived in the district, and then we'd be able to play. We were pumped because we get to play Little League. The day before opening day, we got busted, and we got tossed out of the league. My dad said, we'll just start our own league. And we had opening day on the 4th of July, 1958. Out at Notre Dame, Father Wilson then loaned the league a diamond to play, which is really right across the street from where Legends is today. We rode out to the ballpark on fire trucks, which of course you couldn't do today. Kids hanging off fire trucks. And it was the beginning really then of a lot of other Little Leagues in South Bend. And it's one of those things that I grew up with was the game is never over, and there's never an excuse to quit.
Once Joe met Maggie McCullough, he wasn't about to quit on her either.
I think I probably loved her from the first time I saw her. I remember going down to play, it was my senior year playing at Purdue. I was playing second base, and there was Maggie, who was attending Purdue. She was a freshman at Purdue. And I hollered her name out from second base in my baseball holler, you know. Come, hey Maggie! It was one of... The rest is history.
But before he'd be governor, lieutenant governor, the most popular mayor in South Bend history, husband to Maggie, or the man who'd someday save professional baseball for the citizens of this region, he'd have to spend nearly a year in the most infamous prison in Vietnam.
For me, every day has been a bonus because it could have gone the other way back in 1972. And I knew a lot of guys that didn't come home.
Lieutenant Kernan always knew how lucky he'd been.
If you got shot down, if you got hit, 3 out of 4 didn't come home. And so I bucked the odds somewhere along the way for whatever reasons, and I don't have many bad days.
March 1973, Joe Kernan is released from prison.
2 dreams have been fulfilled within the last few days. I became a free man again, and now I'm back home with all of you. And I thank you very much. God bless you.
Hundreds of well-wishers and his family were there to greet him.
When he got out, he'd meet the president, get married, and move back to the city and the university he loved.
We didn't know what we were going to do, but we knew we wanted to be in South Bend.
maybe Joe bucked the odds so that he could someday lead his hometown as mayor.
I loved the job because I never imagined that I would be mayor of my city. It gives you the opportunity to be able to do things that really matter in people's lives every day. And the kind of collaboration that there is now between the city and the university, the results of this collaboration will be the most important thing to happen in my lifetime. I'm just looking forward to hopefully being around to watch it happen.
Maybe Joe returned from Vietnam so that he could become the 48th governor of the state of Indiana, appoint the first female lieutenant governor in the state's history, improve job training and the business climate at the same time, strengthen the state's education system, improve state services for veterans, and move forward with bringing affordable health care to the state's uninsured.
I never imagined that I would be doing some of the things that I got to do, and have friends all over the world.
Or maybe when just about everyone else would give up, Joe beat the odds and was sent home so that he could someday prevent professional baseball from leaving an economic and civic vacuum in the heart of the city he loves so much.
I didn't come back home with the idea that I was gonna run a baseball team. But when the former ownership made the decision to sell the team to someone from out of town that was going to move it, I didn't want to see us lose minor league baseball in South Bend. I wanted us to have minor league ball, knowing what it means to the people that live here and the people that are going to live here. It's an attraction. It's an element, and I think an important one, of quality of life. And we want to have a community that has opportunities for families to be able to do a variety of different things.
No one will ever know just how much they really need to thank Joe Kernan for keeping professional baseball in South Bend. He wouldn't want them to know. He had a lot on the line. But it's more than fair to say that Joe Kernan is not a quitter.
There's never an excuse to quit. It wasn't impossible. It's one of those things that I grew up with.
Never an excuse to quit. Joe's dad, reunited now, and Shirley telling Joe, job well done.
Ball player, prisoner of war, governor. God, country, Notre Dame. Joe Kernan, the kid from the '68 baseball team.
48th governor of the state of Indiana.
And now I'm back home with all of you. I thank you very much. God bless you.
Joseph E. Kernan. American hero. Indiana legend. Never an excuse to quit.